I went away for a minute, now I'm back, and I'm trying to get my ratings back again. Granted, I didn't kick out some unsuspecting redhead. I kicked myself out, and I am an unsuspecting redhead. And speaking of redheads, god damn it, am I good with the fucking segues. Somebody sent me something this week. They sent me a video, and they were like, why did I just say that like David Tell? A video. Somebody sent me a video and said, you got to check this thing out or whatever. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but there is a video on YouTube. Are you guys familiar with the artist MIA? She did that song, I believe, was it Paper Planes? It's that song you couldn't fucking get away from last year, where it was like an awesome song, and then every filmmaker in America seemed to fall in love with it and put it in their movie. Or even something like Pineapple Express, it wasn't even in the movie, but they still put it in the trailer. Right? I like paper and I like planes and I like something and I'm fucking lame. If you're something and you're something and you're something. Yes, Bill, we know. Huh? There's one. There's a bad cover. There's my cover of MIA's Paper Planes. Or whatever. I know it's not called Paper Planes. It's called something else. Something with paper in it. You know? So anyway, she has a new video out that somebody brought to my attention. And I hear the relaxed confidence in my voice now. I feel so much better now that I know my podcast is back up on iTunes. Even though for 3 to 6 days, most of you will not know that because you won't be able to find it because you won't have heard this. Anyways, so somebody sent me this thing, this video. MIA has a new video called Born Free. All right, so you should check this video out, and it's actually a video my girlfriend already showed me. She goes, I want you to see this, okay? And just watch it with an open mind. I don't want you to criticize it, just watch it, okay? Can you just promise me that you're not going to go, oh, Jesus, 2 seconds into it, can you please? So I said, yeah, fine, I'll sit down and I watch it. And it's basically, I'm going to ruin it here. All right, spoiler alert. Basically, the video is about, it's not really army guys, but it's more like sort of riot police guys, white dudes, I think, all white dudes and like riot police. And they bust into this apartment building that looks like it's in the Middle East. It's got that Middle East sort of vibe to it. Which basically means, there's some bullet holes with some sand in the background. To me, that's the Middle East. Could be Miami. I don't fucking know, right? So I'm watching this thing, and they just go through this apartment complex, just horrifically, kicking in doors, violating everybody's rights. They don't give a shit what people are doing because they're looking for this one dude, and they find the dude, and they grab the guy. Right? This redheaded white dude, sort of a buzz cut, I guess, and they grab him, and he doesn't want to go, and they're fighting him, and they bring him downstairs, and then they put him on a bus, and he gets on the bus, and it's a whole bunch of other redheads. It's a whole bus full of redheads. All right? And right there, I was like, oh, Jesus. But I didn't say anything because I promised my lovely girlfriend I'd watch the whole thing. So long story short, they drive him to a camp. They have him get off the bus, and then they make him run so that all the police can basically kill him, and they have him run through minefields and all that type of shit. And it's basically commenting on the racial profiling, the genocide, and some of the stuff that has gone on in the past and is evidently going on right now. All right? It made no references to Iraq, but it definitely had a Iraq sort of feel to it, except it was redheads. So in the end, my girl was like, well, what did you... And then, like, these redheads, their fucking arms are flying off. All right? They're beating him with clubs. They're doing all this horrific shit to him, to this sea of redheads. And she said, what did you think? And then this is basic. And I'm also answering this person who sent it to me, what I thought of it. I thought it was a great idea for a video. And I thought it could have made a good point if they didn't pick the singled out group of redheads. For the simple fact that nobody gives a shit about redheads. I don't know what it is. People they just don't care about us. Remember when Kanye West was saying, George Bush doesn't care about black people? Well, nobody cares about white people. So, at least somebody cares about black people. It's just George. George doesn't. you know? But there's people who do. That was my thing. The second they decided redheads, it just became a comedy. And I got to admit, it was weird because I've never seen a busload of redheads. It dawned on me, I've never seen that. Like I've seen a busload of, like, generally speaking, you look on a bus, it's a bunch of people with brown hair, the occasional blonde, right? And, maybe a redhead. Every 5 buses, there'll be one redhead. But an entire busload of redheads was funny to me, and also it was oddly disturbing. They were weird looking. And I realized in that moment, even as a redhead, I'm going, look at those weird looking sons of bitches. And I realized that this is the deal with redheads. We are not the main course. We are a spice. We are the spice in, like, I don't know. We're like red pepper flakes that you put on, like, I don't know, a steak or something. If you ordered something in a restaurant and all they brought over was the spice, you'd be like, dude, what the fuck? Where's the meal? That's what redheads do. That's our job with people. You go to a baseball game and you're just sitting there going, Jesus Christ, how many fucking brunettes can I look at? Bam, there's a redhead. Whoa, shit, there's a redhead, right? Resets your brain, and we'll look at some more brunettes now. That's what we do. So, long story short, that's what I thought about the video. I thought it was just because I don't know who else they could have picked. I understand what they're saying. What if they rounded up this certain segment of white people? Would you give a fuck now? I guess. As always, I don't know. I don't fucking know. But, like, because it was redheads, I just felt at that point, the second they started running through the minefield, they should have had like Benny Hill music, as they blew them up, because it just was funny to me and weird. It was oddly, like, if you were walking down the street and all of a sudden, like, just a group of redheads was just walking the other way, you can't tell me that you wouldn't be creeped out or uncomfortable just for the mere fact that you've never seen it. See, like, those are my fucking people, and I saw them all together, and I was weirded out by it. Am I a self-hating redhead? I don't think I am. I don't know. So check it out. It's called, you want to see a bunch of redheads get beat up and blown up. There you go. I mean, fucking South Park did that shit where it was Kick a Ginger Day, and kids actually did it. They actually went out and fucking did it. You couldn't have that about any other group without some sort of outrage. Flick some Jewish guy's balls there. You could never have that. They'd be considered anti-Semitic. It'd be taken off the fucking air. If you said something about black people, redheads, I don't know. We fall into those weird cracks where we're white dudes, so no one gives a shit. But are we a silent minority? I used to do bits about that, how redheads are portrayed in movies. We're never the cool guy. We never are. We're always the friend with the guy in the van, When Tom Cruise is in there going, I'm like sitting there in a van and a laptop. He's running around with like fucking Halle Berry or some other ingenue. You got to give me more time. And then I'm in the van. Oh, I'll try, and I'm clicking away on my laptop. That's what I'm doing. No pussy. No sunshine. No pussy. Okay? Since the beginning of filmmaking. Huh? Opie. Richie Cunningham. Howdy Doody. David Caruso was our only fucking shot, and he blew it. I used to talk about this shit on stage. He fucking blew it. So, I mean, I don't know. That's just how we're, Eric Stoltz came close. He came close, but then he did the movie Mask, and once again reminded everybody that he was genetically compromised. What else? Has there been one? Even like Shaun White, the baddest snowboard in the world. What do they call him? The Flying Tomato? Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that fucking horrific fucking nickname. There's no goddamn respect.